Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker hot stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar.
The devil is a motherfucking liar. So you know I ain't worried. Biatch. Stupid bitch.
Give power to my nigger sword!
Now that I officially know this show ain't getting monetized, let's just get it. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I still got this chip on my shoulder. Let's see who's in the building. Lambros, salute, brother. Anwar Willis, Taiwa, 88 Sports Talk. IAB Easy, Healer, Chilltown Majors, J. Wayne Citizen, Tay, Jared, Mr. Shelton, Shogun, Dwayne Price, Mark Wunderlich, MXC, David Scott III, Steve L. the Mac, my brother, Platboy Plays. I got to catch the replay of what you did, brother. Got to catch that replay. Thomas from the Bronx, salute. Johnny Q, Phenomenal Mexican, my brother, Dr. Mark. Beyond the Ring with Rachel and Nonito. Rachel in the chat, she being petty. Yep. Geo James. Jumped on me. Straight Jab Crew, what's good? NBA D Nice, Big Joe Townsend, Angel Diaz. If I miss you, just know that I love you, man. Salute, man. All right. I was mad yesterday. And I'm still a little peed right now. Couple of reasons. Main biker salute. Couple of reasons. Where do I begin? Well, I'm still on this Dubois situation. I'm not even gonna talk about Big Baby today. I don't even want. Look, he got in there. He won. Boom. There it is. They're moving him along nice and slow, which is what they're supposed to do. He's getting fights under his belts, and Top Rank is doing right by him. You don't want to see him getting the fire too prematurely because he might get upset. And you learned that after he fought Prince Charles. You learned that. Prince Charles off short notice, who had a lot of moments in that fight. So they're doing a good job by Big Baby. All right, so there it is. All right. So now, about last night. Do y'all want to talk about the damn body shot? Well, don't matter, because we're going to talk about it. Before I go in, Stormy, how are you, good brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And the reason that I'm snickering is because, sometimes you got to air out, your feelings, but then you come back and you get grounded and whatnot. But I'm feeling boxing in 2023, man. It's like a year of outstanding matchups that some that we didn't ask for, some that we have been waiting around for, and others still that are on the table that may take place that are being negotiated and everything. And I'm just kind of reveling in the excitement of that. Even if certain matches didn't go the way you want and things like that, it's just boxing when it's good, man, it's no better sport. When it's bad, it's about as bitter as some of that old Father's John cough syrup that my dad used to make me take when I was sick as a little boy.
Oh, I heard about that.
Man,
What's worse, that or Ovaltine?
that stuff was like
Oh.
drinking somebody else's vomit. That was
Ugh.
about 10 days old. Okay?
Ugh.
Yes. So when boxing is bad, that's about as bad as it is, and then a little bit worse. I'm just saying, so there's some things to smile about still, but like you say, you got to let yourself feel what you feel, but don't dwell,
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to it. And salute to my brother Mo Boxing. Today, I go to certain places just to hear what the atmosphere is, just to get just to get an idea. So I don't go too deep in the UK channels, but I am subscribed to Stamina for Sale. That's Spencer Ferrin and Tunde. And I was just listening. I don't participate in the chat. I don't even look. All right. But I was just listening. And Mo, you follow them?
I do too.
Yeah. So I was listening to them today. And wow. Let me stand on this. I think Daniel Dubois quit. Now, the reason I think he quit was because in his mind, I feel that he felt, man, ain't ish I could do now. So whatever, man. I think he just threw his hands up and said, F it, man. I don't know. I'm not in his mind. I think he quit. Now, I heard someone on his team is pissed off, and they're like, yeah, if anyone says that we quit, they got a problem or whatever. It's the cute thing to say. I think the young man quit. Now, I like what Paul Sutherland just said. I want to talk about this.
What the fuck?
Okay? Now, in real time, I didn't see it like that. Now, he went and rolled on the floor and his hand was shaking like he was catching a seizure. He looked like Tickle Me Elmo on the floor. Y'all remember Tickle Me Elmo? He was shaking and I'm like, wow, what the hell? And then I saw the replay. And I saw this. And I said, uh-oh. Are Ukrainians nuts an inch below their belly button in which you couldn't see on his trunks? You couldn't see him. His trunks were higher than George Foreman. Let me tell you about it. What the fuck? What? Come on, son.
What the fuck?
Yo, man. I need a minute. I need 5 minutes.
Hey, yo. What the fuck? Yo, listen, man. Now y'all know. I'm giving Usyk so much credit. So much credit. But let me find out he really lost last night to a body shot. Now I'm listening to the brother Spencer Ferrin and Tunde. I was just listening. The people that were in the chat, the things that I heard, I was like, wait a minute. First of all, the fight was in Poland. That's where it was? Listen, I didn't know that. I didn't know where it was. Then there was people in the chat saying that listen, what I'm about to say, I don't know. But go back and watch Stamina for Sale from today. It aired today. It should be the last thing they posted. Just listen to the live stream. Somebody in the chat said that they were there and they had Nazi security there. That's what they said. I have nothing to do with that. I'm just telling you what was said. So I'm like, wait a minute, what? They also just go listen to the show. The people in the comments, they were reading what they were saying in the comments. But listen, man, that shot was on the belt line, man. Now people were saying, yo, look, man, he if the ref continued to count, he'd have just got up. Maybe. Now, I did say last night on my live, Usyk got away with what the ref allowed him to. You get hit in the nuts, you get 5 minutes. That's just the rule. So he looked at his corner said, lay there. Bro, that was a clean body shot, man. That was a clean body shot. Let me find out. And then when D went to the body, I saw him, he flinched on it. Let me find out this guy is weak to the body. With this fight, and I'm going to go here. With this fight, Alexander, I understand why you're not going to Saudi to face our guy Deontay. I understand, and I don't blame you, sucker. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But this is about Daniel. Let me find out they robbed that young man of a knockout victory. Let me find out. Stormy, your thoughts.
Now, why you gonna put that back over there on 5 seconds, man? I already said I needed 5 minutes, but damn. Dude.
The internet is undefeated.
But hey, man, no, listen. Dubois entered this fight as a 10-1 underdog.
Yeah.
Almost anybody and their grandmother had him losing this fight. The fight was being held in Poland, which is a friend of the Ukraine. Yep. There was no way that Dubois was going to leave Poland with those belts. He was not. That's outside of what happens in the boxing ring. That's outside of that. Now, I didn't give Dubois a round. He wasn't winning the fight at all. The punch was a solid punch to knock Usyk down. It was. But two things happened in that instance. The first thing was Usyk hammed it up.
Yes.
I don't think he was as hurt as he made out to be. And when the ref didn't count, he played it up even more.
Yeah.
The sentiment was to get the entire stadium against Dubois and put him in a situation where he's never been in. See, it really wasn't a hostile environment until that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he turned it up on Dubois from a spectator's standpoint, and he played into that 1,000%.
Yeah.
Now, I believe if the ref had started a count, he would have got up inside the count and continued fighting. But everything was laid for him in the sense of benefit of home, favoritism, ethnic favoritism. We have to say it for what it is, okay?
Yeah.
And what you just mentioned about the possible security that could have been on hand, that would not surprise me one iota. It wouldn't.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I wasn't there. That's what I heard.
But saying all of that, I've watched enough boxing to know that there's things out here that really happen. But when you know better, you do better. I already knew this guy was going to lose the fight regardless. He still couldn't get out of the way of a jab.
Yeah.
That eye was starting to swell again.
Yep.
When Usyk would land a solid shot on him, he buckled a little bit and things of that nature, which lets me into the reality that a lot of these guys are paper mache, bro, coming out of there. They don't have fortitude. And they're built on the rah-rah type of sentiment, not like being well-tooled and well-schooled and given something to fortify them. And how do I say that? Look at the fight that happened later in the evening when you saw Anderson come out and perform, and he had already corrected mistakes that he displayed in his last fight a month ago, just weeks later. Yeah. He already showed improvement, marked improvement, defensively, offensively, and even gave us a little taste of some southpaw. Did you see that? And then they said that Anderson is naturally left-handed, but he boxes orthodox, which means that he can turn southpaw surprise on anybody at any given time. He's got more stabilizing him in his foundation than that kid that fought Usyk could ever dream of. And to hear someone like Frank Warren go off like he did, Frank Warren is angry not because of the foul that wasn't called. He's angry that he got exposed for what he's been doing over there with this stable of heavyweights that he has, including Tyson Fury, that he's been running a sham on the public. Danny Dubois looks like a big, strong, possibly tough guy, but he's not. He's one of the weakest heavyweights I've ever seen to be put on a world stage. And he's an embarrassment because he's allowing himself to be used by them folks as just another big buck. I've said that he is not even the best fighter in the Dubois family. Caroline is.
His sister, right?
Yes. And guess
Did y'all know? Did y'all know that?
I said that late last year. Yeah. Late last year I said that. This guy got knocked down 3 times in his last fight by a former cruiserweight that moved up to heavyweight to fight him and should have been counted out 3 times in the first round. It's supposed to be over. He looked so awful in that fight. And guess what? Lorena was a southpaw too. nowhere near the credentials of a Alexander Usyk. So if you've done your homework, you can see the walls caving in. Now, did he throw a damn good body shot at Usyk? Absolutely. But I do believe Usyk is experienced enough and professional enough to know that had that ref issued a count,
He just got up.
he would have got up. But he milked it. He did exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Remember the guy against Terry Norris? That dude milked it so bad, they was trying to like wake him up. He wouldn't open his eyes or nothing. He just laid there stiff till they took him out of the ring on a gurney. and the funny part about that was, in the rematch, he did the same exact thing.
Man.
Terry Norris did the same exact thing. Hit him behind the head. He won 2 championship fights on Terry Norris. Dumbass. You see? But look at this. This is even more scary. What if Dubois was the champ? Landed that blow, and Usyk went down and clowned like that. No count was issued or whatever. Those titles still would have changed hands if he had the belts.
They'd have
Because
found the
the
way.
sentiment would have been, oh, you know. I see Derek Game says no, he would have got up. I mean, Mo Boxing. He says no, he would have got up. He was acting, man. You can't tell it. Listen, man. Usyk has been elite at all levels: amateur, pro cruiserweight, pro heavyweight. You don't think that man knows how to play it up? Of course he does.
Kept looking to his corner.
Did you see that stupid little haircut he came to the ring with against Joshua?
Oh, man.
That where he had it look like a tongue pole from Kickboxer. Now, you know what that was supposed to do? That was supposed to make you ridicule and not take him serious. And most of y'all did. And he still kicked Anthony Joshua's butt.
Same ref, by the way. The same ref, by the way.
Yeah, psychological stuff here happening. Boxing is pretty much 90% or a little bit less mental. And Dubois ain't got it mentally. He ain't got it. He could look like a big bear all he want or whatever, but I'm sorry. Anybody that fights him, he's going to be a bear rug for him.
Jesus Christ.
He's horrible.
And this is what
You
got
remember
me.
Union Kane and Rocky?
And Rocky, yeah. Yep.
I'm the real champ. I want to get my shot at Balboa.
Remember that shit?
And
Yo, listen.
George Washington Duke told him, shut up, pug. You fight who I tell you, when I tell you, and how I tell you. He was just a big stiff. You looking at one right now. If you go back and watch that movie, The Great White Hype, which is so funny, but they tell you these things from a humorous standpoint, but it's happening in boxing every day. And if you believe anything that comes out of the mouth of Frank Warren, you're a fool.
See, all right. I'm look, man. I don't know what's going on in the UK with these brothers, man. All right, but let me go down the list. God damn it. Let me go down the list. For a second, y'all threw us Audley Harrison. And all I said was, okay, let's see what the brother got. And he starts getting knocked around the damn ring. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there goes that. And y'all started calling him Fraudulent Harrison. It wasn't us. But before him, around that same time, y'all had Frank Bruno. Thank God for Lennox Lewis. Thank God for Lennox Lewis. Frank was a big old menacing brother, and he was a C-level fighter at best when it came to the atmosphere of the heavyweight division. Then AJ comes out, and I'm sorry, I'm skipping somebody. David Haye. And let me tell you something. There was a market in America for David Haye. He was a young man, a good-looking dude, had cornrows. He had a great physique. I saw him being marketed as like a sex symbol to these chicks over here. I saw it. There was a market for him. He came over here looking like Shamar Moore, but he was a pretty good boxer. What was his problem? Injuries. He couldn't stay healthy. Then enter Anthony Joshua. I know Mo Box. I'm only talking about the brothers. Yeah, Herbie Hyde could crack. But Riddick Bowe took care of him. Y'all know the famous thing that Riddick Bowe said about Herbie Hyde? She had Herbie Hyde hit him so hard he knocked him out on his feet and then hit him again and woke him back up. Herbie Hyde had him, but he was just bigger than Herbie. But I would have more faith than Herbie right now, today, than any of these brothers coming out to UK right now. I think Herbie Hyde would be the realest, one of the realest niggas on the block, for real. Because a lot of you guys are probably new, but we were supporting AJ over here. So far, so good. He had a grudge match with Dillian White, and I like how that ended. And again, when he fought Klitschko, I was rooting for him. When Klitschko dropped him, I screamed, "No, get up, get up!" And he got up, and not only did he get up, he finished him. And I said, okay, good for this brother. And then enter Eddie Hearn, and y'all know what happened then. And look at where we at now. Then we start hearing that, oh, AJ got beat up in sparring by some guy named who? Some guy named Daniel Dubois. I heard the name before I saw the face. Then you see the guy, and then he finally admits it. AJ didn't say it wasn't true. I said, okay, well, so I'm watching him beat up people he's supposed to beat up. I said, okay, this kid is, he seems real. And now look. So what the hell's going on? That's the guy? Now it's like, okay, who isn't beating up? Because then you start hearing about AJ getting knocked around and sparring a few times. Who's not doing it? Any of you that thought that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua would have been a good fight, you're smoking crack, yeah? You're on crack. And this breaks my heart because I honestly wanted to see Daniel Dubois do well. He's what you call a specimen. He's about 6'5". He's athletic. He has a menacing look. And Usyk went in there and beat him around. Now, we could debate. We could agree to disagree on the body shot or whatever. Could he have gotten robbed? Fine. If you could think so. You could not think so. But here's my problem. When Usyk got up, I think Daniel Dubois should have ran over there and hit him in the nuts again for real this time. Now, would they have DQ'd him? Probably. Look, you wasn't going to win anyway. You're in Poland. Everyone's still sympathizing for what the Ukrainians are going through. Again, I think the cards were already done as soon as the bell rang. For round one, you was already down. So you have to fight like you have nothing to lose because your damn sure wasn't winning. I think you should have punched him in the nuts for real. I think, look, you're no longer in a boxing match, man, because you was losing that. Your eye was closing again. You were supposed to get in there and be the bigger man. You were supposed to do to him what we thought AJ was supposed to do to him. Get on him, lean on him, bully him, talk shit to him. Go back and watch what AJ did with Vladimir Klitschko. AJ was in there talking shit. I was watching, I said, yo, I like that. He's showing Vladimir no respect. Jab straight, hug. Jab straight, hug. No. AJ was in there talking trash. Go back and watch it. I was proud of Anthony Joshua in that fight. That's why I'm so disappointed in him now. The ducking of Deontay Wilder, allowing Eddie Hearn to run rampant, and now look. If y'all think for 2 seconds that Usyk beats Fury, okay, whatever, man. I'm not even going to go back and forth with y'all. I don't even know if we're ever going to see that fight. Now, back to Dubois. He was supposed to go in there and just start fouling, cheap shotting. It's a fight now. This guy played it up, rolling on the floor, took 5 minutes. Once you understood, okay, he's weak to the body, I'm gonna hit him again. Now he did try. The ref was intervening, but he did try. That first knockdown, I need you to watch his legs, man. I don't think he even trusted his legs. I think there's something going on with his ACL. Either he's injured again or he don't trust it. And then that second knockdown, he just quit, man. I can't accept that, man. I can't accept. He quit. Did Joe Joyce quit or did they stop it? He was smiling with his eye looking like Mitch Green in the 80s. He was smiling. That's the difference. This young man quit. He quit.
You made a good point there talking about if he doesn't trust his knee. Didn't we talk about it was too soon for him to be trying to fight on a surgically repaired ACL, whether it was a full tear, a real bad sprain, whatever? Because psychologically, you got to get through that point of after the surgery and the healing to get back to the therapy, getting it back, getting the strength back in the leg and everything. Even when he went down that last time, the way he went down was like he knew he wanted to take the knee, but he kind of cautiously took it. Like he didn't even go straight down to a knee like he did against Joe Joyce.
Right. Because
he wanted to make sure his foot was under him the proper way and stuff. So it's like, but see, again, I blame Frank Warren. Why are you selling us these fights where people are not even ready? They're not. The whole thing about this, and you alluded to this, but I'm just going to say it flat out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. These people are trying to keep the damn belts away from Deontay Wilder. They don't want the man to get in there and fight for the belts again because he's more than likely going to take all their heads off, okay? And they don't have anybody to really compete with him. Straight up, they don't. And just like for a fighter to declare what their era is, it's his era. Tyson Fury is a sham. For all of you guys who love Tyson Fury and everything, love him all you want. But be honest about who he truly is and what he truly is. And he was all of that before he even fought Deontay Wilder. And nobody said a thing. Yep. The series with Deontay Wilder just added to the resume of who he is. And he'll never get credit from me. He's a drug addict. He's a liar. He's a thief. And that has nothing to do with that label of being called the Gypsy King. He comes from a family of no good folks. People who can't even fly out of the country to come over to the biggest country with the biggest venues because of their criminal backgrounds. But old media won't tell you these things. They won't say these things about him. But tell the truth. By the time it's totally revealed what has gone down, some of these people may not be around anymore. Some of them may be gone away. But it's still there. And you just have to remember who didn't talk about it. Who didn't breach the subjects and ask the harsh questions. There are fighters out here who deserve opportunities. And Tyson Fury is about to fight an MMA guy as a world champion who in his last fight fought Dillian White, who didn't deserve a chance at a title shot. But you got all these other men out here. Frank Sanchez. Hell, you got Jared. You got Effie. You got so many fighters. Hergovic. These men are all waiting around. Zhang, Joyce. These men are waiting around for a shot at these 4 belts. And you got 2 guys at the top of the heap playing around, giving you these fraudulent fights. Usyk was the one that said he was going to come to New York and watch Wilder and everything. Nobody asked him to say that. He said it. But them folks told him, don't go over there, because they're going to turn the pressure up and the heat up on us and be trying to get us to make the fight. So he stayed away. And Helenius landed right where Deontay told Drew he was going to land. Right on the canvas. Which was one of the most amazing things that I had seen. That he basically pointed out where the guy was going to fall 24 hours later. But they don't want that man to have a shot at the title. Even getting fighters to ask for exorbitant amounts of money to step in the ring between the ropes. Guys who ain't worth a 6-pack trying to ask for 50-50. Guys who won't even spell their name properly to sign a contract. Because it's decapitation season every time you get in there with this guy. The PTB is working overtime and trying to freeze this man out. And old media ain't saying it. They're not going to say it. Do you realize that they now are trying to say that Fury beat him 3 times? The first fight was called a draw, a fight that he clearly won by KO, I might add.
Yep.
But they're now talking as if he was never in the same zip code as Fury. A cokehead, a drug cheat, a guy who's popped dirty. Out in the street kicking taxis and stuff, roaring drunk. Is that your king? But nobody wants to say what needs to be said. He's a disgrace. When he was in that ESPN studio and he had that jacket on with no shirt on under it and everything, he was high as a kite. All belligerent and all over the place and everything. And instead of saying, we're going to go to a commercial break and come back and have him clear the studio, they let him roam through there and misbehave. They would have never let anybody that looked like me or Drew Titan do that.
Nope.
Never. But it's okay. Remember, they found recently cocaine in the White House.
Oh, yep.
Huh? How about that? And you know who in the White House might be doing the coke if you've been paying attention.
Been paying attention.
But you didn't find no coke in the White House when Obama was in there, or even crazy when Bush and Cheney was in there.
Dick Cheney crazy with the shotgun.
I mean, this is how, take that. This is how far society has stooped. That people don't want to see the truth. They don't want to hear the facts. It's just, give me the dumb. Give me the dumb. Do you remember when Cuba Gooding was in the movie and he said, show me the money? Y'all like to say now, show me the goofy and show me the stupid. That's how you living now. It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to know the real deal.
Hey, Stormy, isn't it unique that nobody in ESPN has wanted to interview Tyson Fury, like face to face? No one's asking what happened to that mansion he bought in Vegas.
Or why hasn't he been back to the U.S. even to attend some fights?
Hey, man. Y'all not, listen, Clarissa Shields, right? I know some people are still like mad at her, she's being weird or whatever, but listen, has anyone asked why does she have to go? She wants that Savannah Marshall smoke again. Anyone asked why does she have to go overseas to fight her? Is anyone asking that? Logically, she's the champion. she should have it at home in Michigan. Has anyone asked why can't she have it in Michigan? Has anyone asked that? Anyone?
I want to see where her PFL fights are gonna be held.
Because ain't Savannah Marshall going to PFL?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I want to see. Oh, we gotta have Savannah fight at the O2. Why?
Now look, I don't know if she's on the list. I'm just saying, why can't she fight here? What's going on here? What's going on? She was rolling around in the mud with the rest of those boys that they were eating. They were eating the fat pigs with the beards in her. Pause. This is ridiculous. Then no one wants to ask the right questions. Listen, we're asking it. No one wants to talk about it. But we get a scumbag, a douche, a white supremacist that, Dick Glasser gets on Twitter and he says this. Y'all go ahead and read it. I done read this a million times. April, 12th of 2022. And no, it's not deleted. You can go to him on Twitter and see if you can find this. This was at 4 p.m. April 12th of 2022 on Twitter. Lost some followers today because of my support for Daniel Kinahan's presence in boxing, and I will continue to support all those that are assets to the betterment of the sport and business of professional #boxing. And no, he used the wrong no. This tweet is not getting deleted. Now here this cracker is supporting a full-blown scumbag. DK is a terrorist. He's a terrorist. And he's on the run. And this guy right behind that, he supports him. And ESPN said what? No, I'm sorry, but these motherfuckers are called Al Heyman Black Hitler. Look, is Al Heyman a saint? Not that I know of. But I'm not going to let anyone tear him down just because he is who he is. I'm not going to let you do that. Don't talk about Al Heyman. Don't talk about Don King. Daniel Kinahan, who got pictures with Bob Arum, who got pictures with, Bob Arum, who flipped on him, by the way, who got pictures with Mauricio Sillyman. And more on the corruption in boxing tomorrow morning. Do not miss what I have to talk about tomorrow. Salute to Rachel, because she gave me a gem. And the only reason why this ain't bigger news is because the person talking, it wasn't even on a boxing channel. Rachel sent me something. Y'all gonna see tomorrow. Y'all gonna see tomorrow. But I'm wrong for talking about it though, right? Okay. But this is what we deal with. And sidebar, salute to my brother Ak Reacher. He got a fight coming up. His first pro fight. And I'm gonna promote it. I'm doing something with the thing it sent me, Ak. I'm gonna promote it. Oh yeah, salute Rachel. You sent me a lot of stuff. There's a lot of gems. OJ says y'all saw what Yidget just went through. Oh yeah, we watched it. We watched it last night, man. Look, man. This is some sick stuff, y'all. Boxing is a sick sport. It's a sick sport, man. This is sickening. And my only thing is, at that point, after that low blow, I think a switch should have went on in Dubois' head. Okay, I'm not going to win this on the cards. I haven't won so far. And now he has to add insult to injury. And now he's rolling on the floor like I punched him in the nuts. You know what a low blow is? A low blow, do y'all remember Galata versus Bo? And the melee that broke out? Do y'all remember that? I mean, Galata he said, I don't care. I mean, there was something wrong with that guy. I mean, he was straight up. This is the same guy. He bit a motherfucker in a fight. Hell yeah. Grand Regent Thrag in the building. Boxer straight right. Salute. Let me show y'all something. This is what you do. All right? This is boxing, but this is what you do. I need y'all to pay attention to this. Y'all remember this? Fair use. This is Costazu versus Ricky Hatton. Costa was hitting him low. As soon as he warned Costa, don't do it again, this is Ricky Hatton. Boom! Now, guess what? 2 wrongs don't make it right, but a damn sure makes it even. And you know what? Costa didn't hit him low after that. Problem solved. Problem solved. Sometimes the ref ain't going to help you. Sometimes when you're doing good work and you look down at those judges, the judges are doing this. They ain't even watching the fight. Tay in the building. What up? That's right. Jeremy Cooney's low blow to Larry Holmes. On and on and on. Come on. Sometimes you have to say, yo, look, man. This is a fight. Sometimes you got to get dirty. I watched that live. I said, shit, Costa was hitting him low. And Ricky let Costa know. You want to bring it here? I'm going to bring it here. Costa ain't fouling him anymore after that. How about that? You understand what I'm saying, y'all? Daniel Dubois was supposed to make this a fight. All that rolling on the floor and shit? No. Okay, you know I ain't hit you low. You want to act out? I think he should have did that shit again. Your nuts are not above your nuts are not an inch below your belly button. It's impossible. If they are, I mean, I would say let me know, but I really don't care. Go see a doctor. He's not like fat. He don't have a hanging gut. Why was his trunk so goddamn high? Seriously. You couldn't see his belly button. This is disgusting. And I'm just disappointed. Paul Carrick in that super chat, much love. He said boxing is sick, but people like yourself and Stormy are the doctors. I mean, we here talking about how we see it. Like, some people agree with us. Some people don't. But it is what it is. And and salute to you, Paul. Always support, man. And I need y'all to understand. I was rooting for Daniel Dubois. Not only against Usyk, I wanted to see this kid do well. And they sent us Anthony Joshua 2.0. That's what they did. This is bullshit. And I'm glad Grand Regent Thrag brought up KK Kovalev. That's why I did this fucking meme with him laying there. Now, and the Academy Award goes to. I'm starting to think all those motherfuckers over there that speak that language, they don't do sit-ups. So I'm starting to think. Because that's ridiculous. Son of judges, you remember that? Was Kovalev's balls on his goddamn kidneys? Get out of here. What's wrong with you guys? This is stupid. Go ahead, Stormy.
Remember, before the fight, Dubois was talking about he's got to take the fight to Usyk and bang him up out of there. He's got to bang the body and all of that. Put the pressure on. He didn't do any of that. Didn't fight like that in the least.
Why?
I guess because he wasn't practiced in doing what he preached.
I don't understand. He's the bigger guy. He has above average skill. Why didn't he just walk him down and bully him and make it ugly?
I have to correct you there.
Go ahead.
He does not have above average skill.
Oh shit.
He does not.
I'm right there.
He is a strong guy. He has a strong punch. But he barely beat Trevor Bryant, bro.
Yeah.
And Trevor Bryant was horrible. It took him 4 or 5 rounds to get to Trevor Bryant.
Yeah.
But anybody that watched top class heavyweights could see that Trevor Bryant should have been out of there in 2 rounds, if less. And when I saw him take on Bryant, I was like, this doesn't look good. And that's why Frank ain't put him in there against nobody. That's the real deal. That's why I said Frank is mad that the covers got pulled off. He's mad.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask the chat a question. What do you do with Daniel Dubois right now? Because he's had some opportunities. Joe Joyce was supposed to be his breakout fight. That was going to launch him into bigger and better things. And he stopped that guy. And he quit there. And people talk about, oh, well, you don't know about broken eyes. You've never boxed before. Let me stop right there for a minute. I've never boxed on a pro or amateur level, but I've been in the ring dozens of times. As a matter of fact, I'll say, damn, hundreds of times I've been in the ring. I've sparred amateurs. It's gotten ugly in there. I've had my eyes swollen and, I ain't getting no teeth knocked out, thank God. I've been buzzed and I've buzzed some people. And I've knocked the shit out of a few people. So I know what it's like. That's number one. Number two, you don't have to know how to fly a plane to understand that the shit's about to crash. You don't have to have a driver's license to understand that the person driving is doing something stupid that could get you killed. How the hell is Daniel Dubois not still getting hit by a fucking jab? Have you learned nothing? Don't tell me that Usyk is his master boxer, because Usyk gets touched up himself. Don't tell me he has a Larry Holmes-esque jab, because he doesn't. What did we say about Joe Joyce? Wasn't we clowning him, calling him Slow Joyce? Then how the hell did he do that to his eye? How'd that happen? Maybe Joe Joyce has a better IQ than I gave him credit for. Because I picked Dubois to beat him, and look what happened. Big old golf ball underneath his skin.
I picked Joyce.
Yeah, you sure did. A few people picked Joyce. Goes to show you what the fuck I know. Then, now, last night, his eye was swelling again. I said, uh-oh. What has he learned? Seems like not a goddamn thing. And I'm not talking down on the brother. Did I lie on him not one time? I'm asking, how the hell does he keep getting hit by a goddamn jab? How does this happen? And now, I had some clown in the chat talking about, I don't know what it's like. Mother, F you with a lit flare. I know what I saw.
You know what it's like, Drew? It's like this. Let's use basketball as a example for what I'm about to say. You ever seen those guys that we can just take it all the way back, dial it back to high school basketball, that they, in their city, and they, depending on the schools and everything, they tout it as like that's the new upcomer right there. He gonna be all right. And then when they have the All-Americans and they all come together and play, the guy really find out when he started playing against that real national talent that he ain't what he thought he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a real devastating blow to the ego. And some of them chuck it at that point. They be like, man, forget this. Danny Dubois is one of those guys.
Yeah.
They looked at him and they say, look at the size on that guy.
Yep.
Look at it. Oh, look, he's strong as an ox. Here, hit this bag. And he hit the bag, boom, and the bag shakes and stuff. He's like, oh, this guy is going to be a world champion. Based on what? He's got to be taught. When Custy Amato looked at Mike Tyson at the age of 12 years old, and he was 190 pounds, he said, I can turn him into a heavyweight champion. And if you remember Mike Tyson when he was an amateur and he was facing off against competition, he was so frightened he was crying before the matches and stuff like that.
Yep.
And Teddy Atlas had to reel him in and let him know that, hey, man, you got to turn that fear into a fire, and stuff of that nature, stuff of legend.
Yep.
Well, what happened is Tyson was able to absorb the teachings because he didn't know any better. It was like, and then he realized that his life was getting better working with these people. And he partook in it. Then it turned out that he actually had some talent and ability. If you remember that young kid from about the age of 17 to the time just before he became a world contender, he was still a pro, but remember, as a pro, he was a prospect. He had a prospect stage.
Mm-hmm.
He was so dynamic and quick with his feet, with his hands, and he was elusive, and you couldn't hit him. All of that was taught to him. He didn't just go out there bombing people out with a big hook and a big right hand like a Joe Frazier type style. He had that peekaboo style where he had his hands up and you throw a couple of shots at him and he could do this little movement and everything and be right in your chest and then let loose a combination on you and you be on the canvas. Those things were taught to him. They didn't just look at him coming to the gym and like, look at this beast of a kid. Yeah, we're gonna, he's gonna be the world champ without teaching him anything.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line over there, the teaching isn't there, bro.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah.
And if you listen to their conversations, when I talk about this, this is not putting down a country. This is putting down the teaching of men who are in a very responsible position over there. Boxing education is limitless. Limitless. Because there's over 200 years of history before you've started at this point. And there's so much to pick up that you'll probably die not knowing things that you still needed to know. You understand? So where I'm going with this is this. The teaching is bad. And when the teaching is bad, the guys give you the kind of results of what you're seeing out of Danny Dubois and Anthony Joshua. Now, the difference between AJ and Dubois is Dubois didn't have the hype machine behind him that AJ had.
That's it.
Matchroom put that kid on an island. They got endorsements and they got magazine shoots and all of that. And he looked the specimen, didn't he? He looked it. But there was nothing inside this cavity here to fill up. This is why he walks around saying these empty thoughts where he tries to sound intelligent because he's heard catchphrases and this and that. And he thinks that that's going to convince people that he's well-rounded. You sound like a damn idiot talking like that. Remember, going into certain fights, he's asking those reporters who kiss his behind all the time, he's asking them, do you think I could do it? Do you think I can win? Like what?
You walk in the gym, you see this. This is supposed to be the guy. Looks menacing. Stormy, do you remember that show, The Contender? You remember the first season of The Contender?
Yes.
I think it might be the first season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you remember The Contender was like a couple of those guys were journeymen and they were looking for that one, they were fighting for that one spot, that one shot.
Yeah.
Do you remember the youngest kid on there that everyone was scared of? He was like about maybe 19, 20. And they were scared of that one kid. And they were like, man, we've all been in there, whatever. But this kid right here, I don't know. He looked like a specimen. And he's like, yo, he might go in there and fuck somebody up. And I don't, I'm trying to fight for this opportunity. I get in there with him and I get washed. Well, when it came time for that kid to fight, he fought. And I think they only fought 3 rounds, something like that. And he had got cut in the fight. And I'm watching him and everyone was like, oh shit.
He fell apart.
He was amateurish. He was swinging with his eyes closed. He looked nothing like how it was presented. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what the hell? Yeah, it was no, Thrag. It wasn't the Arab kid. It was the no. I'm sorry. It was a black kid in season 1, and then he got cut. And then Stormy the cut. He left the show because of the cut.
Yeah.
And I said, oh man, he was about to get exposed.
Yeah.
See that? That's what the UK is giving us. That's what Frank Warren is giving us. He's giving us marketing.
Now a moment ago, you put that picture of Dubois up and you said, him standing next to the bags and stuff. You say you walk in the gym and you see that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Here in this country, when guys want to fight and box, they walk in they walk in the gym and they see a guy like that, they want him.
They want him. Yep.
They want him.
They want to knock him off
because he looked the part, but they want to find out if he is the part.
He is the part. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between over here and over there. Because there's some guys, and I talk about this all the time as well. Little dudes. Don't sleep on little guys because they don't have size. They've been fighting all their life because they don't have size.
That's right.
People disrespect them. People they underestimate them and things of that nature.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So they're always looking to prove a point or to prove somebody wrong. You have to be careful against someone who has ambition and drive and incentive-laden guys. You have to understand that that's what's going to help you in boxing. I had a guy, I've told this story, that I worked with in the gym. He used to like to run and stuff like that. He was kind of like an athlete that wanted to compete in track and stuff like that, but he wanted to learn how to box. And we brought him into the gym. He started working out with me and some other guys. And he was angry because he thought he was going to start sparring right away. Mm-hmm. But I had him doing floor exercises and watching the other guys spar and doing the gym work and stuff like that. And telling him, how he needed to run every day, which was not a problem for him. So he was like, man, I want to spar already. I've been doing this like for a month. I'm like, dude, you ain't ready to spar yet. He was like, oh man, you taking advantage of me now because I come in here and I'm doing all that. I was like, listen, we're trying to teach you some things here. When you get in there to spar, you want to be able to kind of at least know what you're doing and be able to handle yourself in there and handle what's in front of you. He didn't understand that philosophy. So they had this nightclub up on the north side of the city. On Wednesday nights or Tuesday nights, they had tough man contests. Uh-huh. So he went up there because he used to like to hit the clubs and stuff too. And the tough man contest was right up his alley because he was like, okay, I've been doing these floor exercises and stuff in the gym. Uh-huh. I've been watching the guys spar, but I ain't been in there sparring. So I'm going to get in there. In tough man contests, they put gloves on you and clear a space out and they ring a bell and you battle it out with somebody, win, lose, or draw over whatever the prize is on that night or whatever. So he gets in there. And all I can say is when I saw him at the gym the next day, he came to the gym, he had a pretty nice shiner. Uh-huh. Right? And he was like, man, I said, what happened to you? You got jumped? He said, no, man, I was over there at club such and such, and They had the tough man contest last night. I was like, found out you ain't so tough, huh?
Mm.
And he was like, man, I should have listened to you. I say, are you ready to listen now? I say, because we can take your ass back over there next Tuesday. You know, if you want to get it in like that. I didn't have any more trouble out of him listening to me because he saw that what he thought he was looking at and what he thought he could do and all of that didn't parlay. There were steps to be taken. I was teaching him drills on balance, how to gain strength and thrust and turning at the waist and all of these different things. I even had his ankles tied with the string so his feet wouldn't be spread too far apart. All of these things. Yeah. I was doing old school training and teaching techniques with this kid. His name is Paul Tovar. If Paul is out there listening, yes, I'm talking about you tonight, Paul. Where we went from that point until he started having some amateur matches and everything, he grew by leaps and bounds because he began to allow himself to listen. And other people that saw me working with him wanted to work with me because they saw the transition in him. They saw the growth in him. He told me one time after one of his amateur matches, he was like, man, I get nervous when I get in close. He was like, I don't know if I should just grab the guy and hold or if I should run, get out of the way. I was like, listen, in order for somebody to do something to you, they got to be close enough in proximity to be a threat. You need to learn how to gauge the distance. And the only way that you can get comfortable by fighting within the danger zone is to be put in a situation where you get adjusted and understand. And so we start to work on drills of infighting, fighting close to close, not tying a guy up, but keeping your hands in a position where all you got to do is step around or give an angle where you could get shots off and things of that nature. Rolling your shoulders and coming up under shots and throwing something and stepping over to the side. I was working on these drills with him for a couple of weeks. We had a tournament coming up. In that tournament, he was facing a guy that had knocked out a lot of people. But in that fight, he boxed the guy, looked the best he ever looked, but he didn't get the decision. Mm-hmm. And he was mad because he didn't get the decision. But I told him, I said, don't be angry that you didn't get the decision. Do you realize that that's the best you ever looked in there? And I said, you were doing things that came natural because you had learned some things in the gym. You understand? Mm-hmm. So you're going to be better as a result of this because you're hungry. You're not happy with losing the decision. You want to prove them wrong. Use that as incentive. Use that as a foundation to spring yourself forward. And for as long as he competed in the gym, that was what he was doing. But there's a process. You have to be taught because no man is just born knowing it all. But at the same time, when the information is accessible, if you take that time out and invest in it, it will pay dividends. It paid tremendous dividends in Paul's life. He went on and got married. He did some other things, and he went on and started competing in triathlons and stuff like that. He didn't want to be a boxer, but he wanted to learn to box, and that's what he did. And he was able to parlay all of that into other things in his life, and he's been quite a successful man doing these things. But you see, the mentorship is about taking something, cultivating and shaping it, building on it, and turning it into something else. Like a caterpillar going from one stage to become the butterfly. You understand? And we're not seeing that with some of these guys over there. And that's a shame. And if the guys can't teach it, send them to where they can get it. Don't try to hold and covet it for yourself, knowing that this kid is not going to progress beyond you. That's selfish. You and I had a conversation before you went live. And what I had to share with you was beneficial. You know what I'm saying? And that was me. That's the mentor in me. That's the teacher in me saying what I said to you. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be what I'm out here representing. So as I said, I lead by example. So when I say these things, I don't just be talking. And I'm far from perfect, but I'm telling people that there is a way that you can get beyond where you are. You know what I'm saying? But you have to want to get beyond. You want to have to work to get beyond. And don't snatch other people down so you can feel like you're uplifting. You lift yourself up.
Damn right. And salute to Joseph Townsend. He says, justice for Rob McCracken. You know, everyone talks about, training. And this is what Stormy's talking about. This is why we call him the sensei. Part of being a good trainer is understanding when you know your own limitations. You know when you're doing too much. You know when you're looking at an athlete, and especially when you have a certain relationship with that athlete, you understand look, I've taken him as far as I can go. I need to bring someone else in that can take him to another level. So when we say justice for Rob McCracken, what are we talking about? Well, Rob McCracken is AJ's former coach. And AJ ran over to the America, and then he's fishing. We saw him with pictures with Ronnie Shields. I don't know why he didn't go to Ronnie, but whatever. He ends up with Derek I won't say Derek Jackson. I'm thinking of something else. Thinking about this hoe ass nigga that panders to women. He goes over to Derek James, and now we're in a position where we're wondering if Derek James is realizing he took on too much. He got a lot going on over there. You understand?
I want to ask you this, since you mentioned it.
Go ahead.
Why do you think AJ didn't select Ronnie Shields? Now, remember, he did select Robert Garcia initially, but he didn't select Ronnie Shields. Why do you think that is?
Wow.
I know why I think it is, but I want to see if you can vibe with me on this. Why do you think?
Wow. How can I say this? Well, fuck it. We're all adults here. It's a complicated answer. But I'm gonna try and keep it very simple. Dave, what's going on, brother? Ronnie Shields wasn't impressed by him. I don't think Ronnie Shields was impressed by the superstar or selling out Wembley. He didn't give a shit about none of that. If you decide to come here, brother, you're gonna work. You see, you walk around outside, don't nobody know who the fuck you are out here. You just some big athletic dude. You might get a few bitches looking in your face, but they don't know who you are. They don't know you're a millionaire. And we're gonna treat you accordingly. You're gonna get in this gym. You're not gonna have 1,000 kids outside signing autographs. It's a goddamn health hazard in this gym. All right, you might get cooties in here, but you'll get over that. You're gonna hit this bag. You're gonna sweat every day. You're gonna work, and no one's impressed with you, and I'm not impressed with you. See, Ronnie Shields is old school. He's not impressed by all that the glitz and glamour, and I wouldn't be surprised. Now this is just me thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if on the low, behind closed doors, if Ronnie declined working with him. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're saying the same things and sentiments I feel, and I'll add something to that. It also shows the short-sightedness of AJ.
Yeah.
Because Ronnie Shields has a history of being around greatness. Georgie Benton, Lou Duva, the stable of guys that they worked with, including Michael Bent from the '84 Olympic team. Ronnie was right there in the mix of all of that, plus had a career himself.
Mm-hmm.
But working with the likes of Evander Holyfield and Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, you're looking at, and then of course later on in years he worked with some other fighters. He even worked with Mike Tyson when Tyson was fighting Lennox Lewis. He's worked with guys, but there are credentials there to be respected, humbled under. When you're looking at making a change in your life, anybody could get up and just put on a fresh pair of underwear, but did you wash your ass first?
Hello.
You see? And he walked around into gyms like he was shopping for a new car or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not. So when you look at that, Garcia was not a bad choice, but he had no history of working with any heavyweights whatsoever. So Ronnie Shields could have been someone that could have helped him in a proper way. Would have saw that he got the proper matches for his development.
Right.
Because there's so much that he had not learned that Ronnie could assist with him being fast-tracked. You see? But I only mentioned that simply because I wanted to use it as an example of when people think they know what they're doing and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's like Tyson Fury trying to convince you and anyone else who would listen that he went back to the roots and Sugar Hill Stewart was going to help him get knockout power back into his arsenal and all of that. Emmanuel has been long gone. And some of those men that work with Emmanuel do not share the philosophies of Sugar Hill Stewart.
Sugar Hill. And listen, this ain't no hate, but I had Yoel Judah on this show. Go find it. And all he said was when we was in there putting in work and Sugar Hill was not there. Sugar Hill is just a name. And this is according to the old school guys that I've spoken to, on and off the record. They say he ain't shit. This is what they told me. Now, I done dropped the name already, but he said it on my show, y'all. He said it on my show. Go find the show when I had Yoel Judah on the phone. He said Sugar Hill was never around when he was up there in the goddamn Kronk gym. It's not me. That was Yoel saying that. And I've spoken to several other coaches that said the same thing. He's like, it's not what you think with that guy. That's them saying that, not me. Because outside of Fury, what's he done? What happened to Anthony the Dog Durrell? And so what happened? What else is he doing outside of that? I'm just saying. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie Shields said, you know what? I could work with this kid, but I'm seeing his resume. I'm seeing his work, and he needs work. And I'm looking at the landscape. And this kid, I'm gonna need, if he wants me to work with him, I need creative control on what I need to see him. We're gonna work on some things, and I'm match him up perfectly with somebody so he can work on that thing. But you're not gonna stick him in my gym so I can work with him. So he could jump in there with Andy Ruiz again or any one of these top 5 guys. He's gonna get killed, and I'm not gonna have my name attached to that shit.
Mo Boxing is saying that the reason that he didn't select Ronnie is because Ronnie was talking a lot before he got the job. What kind of diva mess is that? Does Ronnie deserve to be able to talk about any subjects that he works with? And isn't Ronnie his own man? Are you looking to employ the services of this man who has helped people become world champions? See that diva mentality, you have to check that crap at the door, man. In other words, you're looking to make changes. The changes start from within, not externally. And if that's the case, you could have stayed with who you were with and just look to improve upon what you were doing wrong.
Yeah.
Remember, you're the one that lost the fight. The trainer never threw a punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing to me that these guys do that today. And notice how when Bernard Hopkins got away from Brother Nazim, and his old veteran trainer before him, Bernard began to go down. He was at a certain level for a long time, but he began to go down. And you know why Bernard was going down? Because he was cheap. He didn't want to pay the men their worth. They weren't asking for exorbitant amounts. They were asking for their just due, what they were contractually obligated to, and he didn't want to do. Those men had to take him to court. Bowie Fisher and Nazim Richardson both had to take Bernard cheap ass to court. And now he over there robbing folks with Oscar and doing other nefarious things. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Yeah.
Huh?
Allow Al Heyman to be called Black Hitler, and we was looking for him to make a comment. He didn't say anything. He stayed all the way out of it. All right? But let me tell you how God works.
We say the real deal over here because it needs to be said, man. It needs to be said. You can't just be, Bernard is a Hall of Fame fighter. Yes, he is. But somebody helped him get to that Hall of Fame.
Goddamn right. You goddamn right. Now, Thrag, I don't know if I heard mixed things. Thrag is asking, is Emmanuel Stewart, is Sugar Hill like a blood relative of Emmanuel? I think that's his nephew or something, but I'm not sure if I don't know. That's the answer. I really don't know. Salute to TD Harden, that super chat. Much love, man. He said, you and Elder Storm, we make a great team. Yeah, Batman and Robin. He's Batman. No doubt, man. Salute TD Hard, man. Salute. Yeah, I don't know if they're blood related. I heard mixed things. I don't know. I heard that's his nephew. I don't know if it's by marriage. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I know I've spoken to people behind the scenes and they were like, yo, nah, he's not. But with B-Hop, didn't it work out for him perfectly? Look at how he ended his career. Al Heyman was called Black Hitler by Golden Boy. All right. Fred went into that conference and he asked a question and he was escorted out and they took his credentials. All right. I'm giving y'all a gem now because that's why Fred be going off, because nobody came to his defense. And that's part of the reason why Fred be going off, but not to get too much into that. We all looked at Bernard Hopkins and we were just waiting because we just knew Mr. Pro Black B-Hop was going to do something. He was going to say something. You know what he did say? He told Joe Galzaghi, I'll never let a white boy beat me. Not only did that white boy beat him, but his last pro fight, this nigga decided to go skydiving against Joe Smith. How fitting. And prior to that, after the Calzaghe fight, he got in there with Kovalev, and Kovalev beat his ass all over that ring. I said, damn, not him. Yeah, him. And then his last pro fight, Joe Smith, out here from Long Island, New York represent. And he jumped out the plane without a parachute. And there goes that. So he's a Hall of Fame fighter. But that's God saying, yeah, you didn't stand for what's right. Let me do this for you. He'll never live that down. Short video about that coming soon. But it is what it is. B-Hop. Well, anyway, back to Dubois. That's Dubois was what happened with him is a direct reflection of what's been going on in the UK as far as marketing, and look, man, I gave all of those brothers a chance over there. Dubois, AJ, David Hay, I gave all of those brothers a chance. And look what happened. But when these cats come in and say, "Oh, you just Chill Will in the building, what up? You just hating on UK fighters." I'm not, man. I'm just pointing out what happened. Look what happened. Look what happened. Look what happened to him. Yeah. That sneeze has been sitting there all day. Grand Regent Thwag and that super chat, much love. He said, maybe true about B Hop Bowie was cheated. Bro, this sport is dirty. Oh, yeah. Anthony Yard got heart. Anthony Yard got a lot of heart. I like Anthony Yard. He got a lot of heart, man. He got a lot. You got to beat him down.
Scary thing about Anthony Yard is this. He's got talent to do better than what he's doing currently. But he's not gonna go anywhere with whom he's working with at this time. And I know that sounds like a slam against, but some people can only take you so far. Now that doesn't mean he should discard anyone, but there's talent and knowledge out there that can further him if he were to bring them in as assistants. Because the guy, I looked at how he bounced back after his loss to Kovalev. Then he had that second loss where that guy beat him in a decision, and he rematched that guy, got rid of him. Then he got a very great outing against Beterbiev. Anthony Yard could be a lot better than what he's shown us this point. And if he doesn't make the change where he can bring some more people in to assist, he's going to tail off. And that's a shame because you could see that there's a higher ceiling for that guy. Joshua Buatsi was growing for a minute and then it stopped. I don't know if that's because he found a few dollars and then, because sometimes money changes people. And of course, he ain't made a big purse yet because he hasn't even had a world title yet. But being on television and getting exposure, it kind of gets your feet in doors that may have been closed to you in life before that. And some of those things sometimes goes to a guy's head. But I would have thought that Virgil Hunter could have brought him a little bit further along than where he's brought him. But that might have more to do with Buatsi than it do with Virgil Hunter. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because we saw what Virgil was able to do with a talent like Andre Ward. So it's like, if you've got it, you've got it. You only make that trainer look even better.
Yeah.
But But I just wanted to say that, mention it.
Yeah, that's true. Buatsi, his stock kind of pummeled. I don't know what. Yeah, that's his business side of it. But some of these guys, you get that first check, and then after you done paid everybody, you look at your bank account and say, "Oh shoot, I still got 170,000 in here." You start feeling yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any numbers. I'm just throwing a number out there. But I mean, look, man, look at the landscape and look at what these guys are doing. But back on the UK heavyweights, I'm just not impressed, man. I'm just not impressed, and I'm disappointed in Daniel Dubois. Now he's on his social media. I saw him post on Instagram. He thinks he won by way of a body shot. Well, I think he should turn heel. That's a wrestling term, y'all. If y'all watch wrestling, y'all know what I just said. He should turn heel. And sometimes turning heels, you reinvent yourself. What do I mean by that? When I grew up watching wrestling in the 80s, Hulk Hogan was the baby face. He was everywhere. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, brother. Salute the flag. I'm a real American. That guy. And he ran wrestling in the 80s and in the 90s a little bit. Wrestling was going in a different direction. This is something I'll talk about on Bear Cave, but he needed to revamp his career because he still has some time left. And he said, what could I do to get back on top of things? turn heel. And this was Hulk Hogan. This was the American hero. He turned heel and started the NWO, and that turned wrestling upside down. Millions of dollars. What I think Daniel Dubois should do, in my opinion, he needs to turn heel. And this is what he needs to do. Turn heel and sit on this. You ain't got to be no friends with you friends with Usyk. No. If anything that I heard on Stamina for Sale, if anything I heard that was being said in their chat about the Nazis and all this other stuff, if any of that is remotely true, speak on it. Even if you don't know if it's true, just say, yo, look, it wouldn't surprise me. And shit on Usyk. Be like, yo, man, I was mentally checked out. I wasn't gonna win. I killed him with a body shot. And they gave this man 100 minutes to recoup. I was mentally gone. Whatever, man. Blame it on your leg. Heels make up stories all day. Fuck it. But he needs to get out loud about it. And that could drive him, because now he's gonna have to back it up. Second thing you need to do, Daniel Dubois, is bring your ass to America and get to know the atmosphere. Start talking to coaches over here, because whatever you got going on over there, you're too nice, my man. You got to be a mean mofo. I'm telling you guys right now, if Deontay Wilder floored this dude with a body shot last night, and he did all that acting, when he got up, D would have mauled him, because Deontay's mean. Once you get in that ring, he turns into a different person. This is what boxing is. You got to be mean. You can high five and get a beer after the fight. You understand what I'm saying? See, I did a video about Nikita Tszyu. This is Kasta Tszyu's other kid. This is Tim Tszyu's brother. I think it's the younger brother. He's in there talking about, I'm not in this for money. I'm in this because I want to hurt people. It's like sex. That's what he said. That's what he said. And I'm like, wow, no one's going to say anything? Because when the Bronze Bomber says he wants a body on his record, the world stopped. Well, Danny Dubois, listen, you need to get on that type of time. Get on that type of time. Come over here. Do what AJ didn't do. AJ should have been here 10 years ago. How about this? Don't listen to me. Talk to Lennox Lewis. That's who you talk to. Say, champ, what I need to do to get better. And I bet you the first thing he'll tell you to do is change the scenery. Get your ass over here, pick a trainer, and just hang out over here. Let some of that American shit rub off on you. Hit up Evander Holyfield and talk to him. Hit up I say talk to James Toney, but I'm not being funny, but it's not coherent. But you need to get that former champion juice rubbed on you. You need to drink some of that. Change your attitude. Get arrogant. Get better. This loss should aggravate you to no end. You understand? And that's just my opinion on it. This is crazy, man. But is there still hope for Daniel Dubois? I don't know.
I put a message to you in a private chat.
I know. I got you. I know, bro. I know. But I'm gonna close this up because I gotta go bust a move, man. So let them know how they can find you, good brother.
I can be found right here on YouTube. Stormy B Man is the channel. It's Stormy B Man, all caps, but no cap.
Don't think any doubt, man. And salute to you, and good luck to Danny Dubois. This should be a turning point in his career. Salute to Usyk with the Oscar award-winning performance last night.
Definitely.
And I don't know. I didn't know his balls was right beneath his navel. This is just ridiculous, but it is what it is, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Noise on Culture tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about Spawn, the movie. Then after that, Pep Talk. I'll be cooking up something real special. But tomorrow morning, I got something real good for y'all. Man. And we're going to have some fun. So salute to all of y'all, Venmo, Zelda, Cash App, Super Chats, man. And
Daryl Alexander was asking about my Cash App. It's Stormy B-Man 66.
Stormy B-Man 66 is the Cash App. $ Stormy B-Man 66, though.
Yeah, dollar sign Stormy B-Man 66 is my Cash App. Sorry.
It's all good. So I think the Queens of the Ring are on right now, right? Let's head over there and support those sisters. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.